Hey, how you doing? Comic Artist Pro Secrets. I'm Ethan Van Skyver. We're in my office. Somebody actually said it would be really fun to just do a video where we see what's in that comic rack behind you. Sure, I'll show you what's there. And then somebody else wanted to see what was going on here, and let's talk about that as well. I mean, this is just for comic book fans, so this should be comic book prawn, as they say. First of all, I got this rack. I've been looking for one for a little while. Jeff Johns has one in his office at DC, but I think his is more in like mint condition. Mine was actually owned by an old man who had a drugstore. His grandson, I believe, kind of saw it in his basement and finally kind of talked him out of it, and I bought it from his grandson. So this is really, really nice. I believe it's from the early 1960s. It's the classic thing. It's got the best in comics. You can see it's got some wear on it, but I don't care. It's still really pretty. Comics for all ages. Hey kids, comics. That's the best one. So I got this and I decided that, I get comic books for free. Comic books just kind of pile up. I mean, these are all, books that I receive for free every single day. So I don't really collect them, but I decided that I would go and I would collect comic books that were meaningful to me, ones that I had as a child, and ones that I kind of treasured and wanted, lusted after when I was a kid. Now I'm a bigger kid and I can actually afford these books, so let's go do it. And I'll show you what's here. This is actually Amazing Spider-Man number 17 was not this particular copy, but this was one of the first comics that I got. My dad gave it to me as a birthday present, and it was in pretty good shape then. It's similar here. This one I bought at a convention, so I didn't actually shop around to make sure that I got the very best copy like I normally do. But Human Torch, my favorite. Green Goblin, my favorite. Spider-Man, my favorite. And Steve Ditko. I actually oftentimes prefer him to Jack Kirby, so that's cool. And then behind here we've got this famous Aunt May is going to marry Dr. Octopus thing, and here's I think the second appearance of the Punisher. I could be wrong, maybe it's the third appearance, I don't know. And Statue of Liberty throwing a torch at Wonder Woman. That's all good. We've got some assorted issues of Amazing Spider-Man here, just for reading. They're nothing really special. I just got them to read. Couple of Tales to Astonish that I got because of the very nice shape that they were in. This is one of the most important books to my career, Fantastic Four versus the X-Men. When this came out, I read it and it addicted me to comic books and to Marvel characters. I was able to get all 4 issues autographed with the creative team. There's John Bogdanove, Terry Austin, and Chris Claremont. And yes, I mean, even though this isn't a classic, like that's a classic, it definitely belongs on my shelf because it's in my heart. There's a nice issue of Journey into Mystery. I kind of wanted to go around for my rack and just get samples. I needed a good Thor book, and this was just in very, very nice condition. So I picked this up. A couple, let's see, what's Daredevil? Here's Daredevil number 20 behind there. Here's Daredevil number 15 in really pretty shape. I use the word pretty a lot when it comes to comics. They're gorgeous objects to me. I like to turn around and see them behind me. See if any of this is worth looking at. Just various books that I picked up. First appearance of Composite Superman. I'll do a video eventually about my series Day of the Composites, which never saw print, even though it's almost finished. It's kind of like if I were Brian Wilson, Day of the Composites would be Smile. I think it's a work of genius. It's never going to happen. It's never going to get completed, even though Smile actually did one day. Maybe it will. Here's Composite Superman's second appearance and his third appearance. I collect, because I'm a big fan of Frank Sinatra and the Rat Pack, I do collect The Adventures of Dean Martin and Jerry Lewis. This is the super hard to find first issue. No joke, this is hard to find. These are impossible to find in decent condition. I've made it my goal to collect 1 through 124, which I'm going to do. I was stuck at 1 through 10, complete, and then I was stuck finding issue number 11, and somebody, I complained about it on a YouTube video, and one of you guys actually got in touch with me and said, hey, there's a copy finally up on eBay right now, so check it out. And I was like, whoa, cool, and I just bought it yesterday, so I hope it gets here soon, and I can buy 12, issue number 12, which is much easier to find. For my birthday, a nice fellow sent me this. No, it was a wedding present. Police Comics number 47, because he knows I love Plastic Man. Let's see. Here's Superman number 300, which is in nice shape. Incredible Hulk number 102. This is essentially the first issue of the Hulk run that we, I don't know if it's still going. I don't know what Marvel's doing, but the main Hulk series. This would be issue number 1. It was Tales to Astonish for a little while. I think there were 6 issues of the Incredible Hulk before it switched to Tales to Astonish. Tales to Astonish got canceled, I believe, at 101. So they did Incredible Hulk. They just started calling the book Incredible Hulk, essentially. Started with issue 102. So this was a key issue. It's a fascinating cover. I think I've spoken about it before on my channel. This is Jim Steranko's beautiful king-size special cover, and I got to get him on the show. I really do. He's a great guy. Alright, so some more issues of the Hulk. Hulk is one of my favorites. Up here, more Fantastic Four versus the X-Men. Oh, the original Ghost Rider, where he rode a horse. He was a cowboy. Oh, I love this. I can't find issue number 1, but I have 4. And I think I have number 5. Yeah, I have 4 and 5. And I don't know how long the series went. I think it only went to like 6 or 8. But what a cool idea. I love Ghost Rider. This right here is awesome. Okay, so I bought this rack. Now, in the old days, you would have, these racks would have these clips right here that would have different comic book companies on them. Those are impossible to find now. This is made of very primitive, you know, when plastic was still kind of a new thing and everything was made out of plastic. These are not meant to last at all. And this is the original DC Comics bullet. This is made out of that kind of plastic. Both clips are still intact. My beautiful wife, before she became my wife, found this for me and got this for me for my birthday. This was extremely expensive. I know it just looks like a piece of plastic. These are impossible to find. And I wish I should have one on every single rack, but nobody has that. But I do have one, and I almost cried when she gave it to me because I'm very emotional. I married the right girl. Here's a nice copy of Green Lantern number 14, starring Sonar, who I think he's really funny. I wish I had gotten a chance to overhaul Sonar. First appearance of Jon Stewart in really good shape. I got this at a convention. I talked the guy down. I think I ended up paying $300 for it, but he wanted $500 for it. This is like it's in near mint condition. It's very nice. Frank Sinatra comics that have Frank Sinatra on them or are about Frank Sinatra. There he is there on the cover. Frank Sinatra, the adaptation of The Pride and the Passion, which was a really strange movie. Frank Sinatra and Cary Grant, I believe. We tried to watch it. It was really weird. And here's a copy of a book called Lover's Lane. Frank Sinatra tells the story Her Secret. Yeah, and look at, I mean, this is just beat to hell. But you can't find, nobody saved these comics. Like weird comics like this, nobody saved them. So I was happy to find that in any condition. Here's a copy of The Flash number 134. I just love Captain Cold and Elongated Man. Oh, here's the first appearance of the Falcon. Kevin Graveau bought a copy of this and was bragging about it on Facebook, and I went, I want one. So I kind of searched for one on the internet and found this, which is a pretty good copy. It's an expensive book. Another Captain America. You'll notice a lot of these are Marvel, and that's because I kind of, when I was into comics as a kid, it was only Marvel. I didn't like DC. I liked DC as a child, but as a teenager, this is the stuff that I wanted. Avengers 26. First appearance of the Vision in mint condition. First appearance of Taskmaster. And Avengers number 200. just randoms, you know. Here's my complete Ghost Rider run from 1 to, I believe, issue number 30. Again, my beautiful wife found this for me. I was looking everywhere for Ghost Rider number 1. I know that he first appeared in Marvel Spotlight. I didn't want that. I wanted Ghost Rider number 1, and she got it for me. So I got 1 through, I think, 30. Well, there's issue number 31 right here. So I don't really know, but I love Ghost Rider so much. He is maybe my second or third favorite Marvel superhero. If I went over there and they said, what do you want to do? I would say, could I do Ghost Rider? All right, so we got X-Men. Here's X-Men number 2. In very, very nice shape. Let's see here. X-Men number 6. This is like X-Men 6 through 10. Right here, X-Men 6, X-Men 7. These are all in very fine to near mint. I want my comics to be pristine. Number 9, this one, look at that. I don't like that too much. That's a flaw. Number 10, this is hard to get and get it to look white. You know, it looks off-white. This is really pretty. X-Men 35 with Spiderman. And the second appearance, I think, of Sauron. And I just love this cover. I was doing a commission of Sauron, and I referred to this cover a bunch of times. So I decided to buy a copy. This is also just perfect condition. And here we go for the new stuff. I decided I wanted a complete run of Dave Cockrum and John Byrne X-Men. I don't have it yet. I don't have Giant Size 1, and I don't have issue 94, but here's 95. Let me put this beautiful issue number 2 back. Okay. Yeah, 95, 96, 104. Like, this is all of them. So, and they're all perfect. 140. I would hunt these down, like, just, you know, one at a time, and just make sure that I got the right copy at the right price. 142. This was a book that I definitely had. I remember I got it for my birthday. My dad took me to the comic shop for my birthday and gave me $20, and I spent $5 of that $20 on this book, just because look at that cover of Wolverine getting his chest blown open by Sentinel. And it's funny, Terry Austin drew that, not John Byrne. And the other thing I'm collecting, Fantastic Four. I want the complete Kirby run. Here's my earliest issue, number 7. It's not in great shape. Number 10 is in much better shape. Let's see here. 17 I just got. It's okay. It's not bad. 18. This is my favorite one, the Super Skrull. First appearance. Love him. And so I've got, let's see, 16? No, 17. I've got 17 all the way through 40 complete. And they're really, really, really nice. Absolutely love them. And yeah, you gotta, Batman and Plastic Man, you gotta do that. You gotta. Let me see, let me pull a couple more out. Look at this, Doctor Doom, early Doctor Doom appearance. And I look at the corners and I'm just like, hell yeah, no chips. No chips. Just prettiness, just beauty. Get back in there. All right, I'll fix that later. So I think that's it. That's my comic book rack. That's the collection that I keep on display. I have some more that kind of overflowed into that box right there. I don't want I decided I don't want these things to be jam-packed with books. I'm gonna loosen it up even more. I'm gonna take a few more out and put them in that box. I'd like to only have maybe 3 books per slot. I think that would work best. All right, so over here, I just have to have some things near me at all times in my office. Even though all of my DVDs are downstairs, I don't want to be separated from my Mystery Science Theater 3000 collection. This is complete, I believe, every single release. Yeah, and some of them are autographed. I mean, here's Ega. There's Joel's autograph and a Crow T Robot sketch. There's Richard Keel, who played Ega, and there's Arch Hall Jr., who is a friend of mine, who also signed it. So not only does it, do you have the guy who host the show, but I wanted to get the autographs of the participants in the movie itself as well. You know, that's a good thing. So basically, every single release, and then some tricky stuff, because here's some more stuff that I like to watch when I'm working. This needs to be dusted a little bit. Okay, here's volume 10. Volume 10 they put out, and they didn't get the rights to Godzilla versus Megalon. They didn't secure them. So they released one single batch of these and then had to recall them with Giant Gila Monster instead. So if you have the original run issue of number 10, then you've got this Godzilla versus Megalon episode that other people can't get and will never see print again. All subsequent releases have the Giant Gila Monster, and they made it possible for you to order this bonus disc if you bought this, and then they kind of jokingly said, "Hey, take this disc out and throw it away and put this one in." Yeah, right. But this is let's see, it's all of them. I sent this to Bill Corbett, and he signed it. There's Kevin Murphy, Tom Servo, Michael Nelson, and Bill Corbett. So, yeah, I mean, most of the stuff, you know, is kind of signed here and there by either the cast or participants in the movies, and it's just really important to me. This is the Complete Shield, but I'm just using it as a bookend so that these don't fall off. This is kind of heavy. And then the Complete Fugitive, which I'm working my way through. So there you go. If you're a Mystery Science Theater 3000 fan, shout out. It's good stuff.